And today we're going to talk about the 2014 NFL Draft. And a lot of it does deal with insurance, and a lot of it does deal with complicated clauses in contracts that only an attorney can understand. Certainly the players don't understand it at all. And so you're dealing with attorneys and agents, and many times those agents are attorneys. Nobody better than I know than Frank Darris to talk about it. And he has experience in this area as well. And so there are a lot of different factors in the draft long before the 2 days on ESPN when you see names called in Madison Square Gardens.
And it's a fascinating process. You mentioned the NFL has the advisory committee, and they've been around since the mid-1990s, and they help with the drafting process and that pre-look, because think about this. You know, you're a scholarshiped Division I football player, and you think you've got the potential to be a first, second, or third round pick, and we all know how many teams there are in the NFL, but if you declare and you go undrafted, or you declare and you're a fifth, seventh rounder, you've lost that scholarship. And Gary, some of these schools, I mean, UCLA, Stanford, USC, you're talking about tuition of $55,000. So you get a freshman who declares, they're giving up $175,000 worth of scholarship.
And you don't always make the right decision. A couple of years ago, the starting quarterback for the University of Southern California said, I'm coming back for my senior year. He did. The year was disastrous. He got hurt. The team didn't do worth a damn. And a guy that was predicted to be a first-round draft choice was nowhere to be found.
You know, that's Matt Barkley, and he's a great story because he signed a $2.7 million contract, which, you know, included a $500,000 signing bonus. But hey, had Barkley been taken by the Dolphins with the 8th round pick in last year's draft, he lost $10 million by staying at USC for his senior year. And I think the thing people don't appreciate is that football is generally not a guaranteed contract. So the only thing that's guaranteed is your signing bonus. He gave up $12 million in guarantees because the only guaranteed money Barkley got was from the Eagles for his signing bonus. So this is a huge, huge deal.
Another thing that's changed dramatically in the past 3 years, and it'll be even more important, over and above what you run the 40 in, what is your character? Up until 3 years ago, it didn't make a damn. Frankly, it didn't. You could be a scoundrel and be drafted by the NFL. That's not going to happen any longer.
And if you're going to guarantee a player who's going in the first or second round, and it's a potentially $50 million contract, I mean, they are investing a ton of money in that player. And the last thing that they want to do is invest in someone who lacks the maturity. I mean, as you talk around the NFL, as I do to agents and representatives of the NFL players, you know, they want their players to stay in school, improve their skills. How far do we have to look for people who stay in school and then get injured? Or they stay in school and, you know, they have problems, as you mentioned. Or they stay in school and they have a conflict with their coach. Or their 3-year coach gets fired and we got a change of the guard, and now we've got issues about playing time that could affect their draftability. You know, for the underclassmen, we're doing a tremendous amount of consulting, helping those NCAA first, second, third potential round picks make the decision as to whether they're coming out or they're not. So it's a fascinating time frame for both the underclassmen and the teams.